Last week here on SmashDown, the final round came down to Iron Outlaw taking on the Midnite Rider, which was a close shootout all the way down to the finish line. However, Justin Lamb, Midnite Rider, picked up his first SmashDown championship. He's looking to hold on to that flag and defend it with success here tonight. SmashDown. If you're new here, crush that subscribe button, turn on all notifications. Tonight, 16 of the baddest MTA Diecast monster trucks are going to be throwing it down on a course that is so fast, these drivers have to be on point behind the wheel to get across the finish line first. Justin Lamb, Midnite Rider, currently holds the SmashDown championship flag on the back of his truck. He's trying to hang on it tonight, but he's got 15 other superstars gunning for him, trying to take away the flag and get on top of the overall point standings. Hold on to your seats because we're kicking off week 3 of the SmashDown season right now as Bounty Hunter takes on 𝐵𝐿𝐴, Flashfire takes on the UFO machine, Prowler's going to take on Carolina Crusher, and then Bigfoot takes on T-Max. Over on the other side of the bracket, the first crack at the champion, Aaron Church, Bakugan Dragonoid, will be taking on Midnite Rider. Now, up at the line first out of Takahashi, Kansas, the Cowboy from Hell, Timothy Cantwell and Bounty Hunter coming to the line to take on Logan Wallard and 𝐵𝐿𝐴. Now, one thing both these drivers share is they're both trying to turn around their SmashDown season here tonight because it's week 3 of the April season. Both drivers are still in the lower ranks of the point standings. Who goes on to round 2? 𝐵𝐿𝐴 takes on Bounty Hunter. Green light goes down. Kahuna got him on the line. Hard from the Bounty Hunter. Cantwell coming back in trouble. Rolls it over in the shutdown area. And Logan Wallard, 𝐵𝐿𝐴, does get the round 1 victory, stopping it just short of the wall protection. Let's go back down now and check out our MTA replay. Right here off the jump, 𝐵𝐿𝐴 got the whole shot. Look at Bounty Hunter all over the place, coming down the straight stretch. Just can't seem to get it together until he hits the first jump. Cantwell starting to make up a little bit of ground, doesn't quite get all of the landing ramp, gets a little cattywampus on 2 wheels, and over goes the Bounty Hunter, and 𝐵𝐿𝐴 does advance on. But now that they got him off the track, we are down here inside the MTA pits where a lot of projects are going on. There you see some of the carnage from past events and a lot of great drivers making memories right here on the MTA circuit. But the reason we brought you down here is Tim Cantwell's going to be getting a brand new Bounty Hunter coming right here to the MTA circuit very soon after this SmashDown season, and the old one's going to be retired. So a brand new Bounty Hunter coming to play here in the near future as we move right along with round 1 competition. Up next, the veteran himself, Cool Hand Luke. James Valancourt returns. UFO Ford coming out of Cinnamissa, New Jersey, now ready to take on Wyatt Anderson. This kid's been on a rail, making a pretty big impact out here on SmashDown, trying to put the Chevy Astro van and Flashfire on top. He's got to knock out the old-time veteran in the old Ford there in that far lane. Both trucks are staged now. Ford versus Chevrolet. Green light goes down. UFO with a whole shot. Flashfire coming back on him over the last of the cars. What a race as they almost make a little contact in the shutdown area. A great race all the way down to the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back now down to our MTA photo finish and try to gather up who won this race. Your winner, Wyatt Anderson and Flashfire by inches, knocking out the UFO Ford. Another great race in the books. Next up in round 1, Jonathan Resendez, the old Chevrolet-powered Prowler machine out of Brentwood, Tennessee, now ready to take on another Chevrolet. This is Carolina Crusher. Chase Lock behind the wheel. He's trying to make a big name for himself, trying to get as many points here tonight as possible, as well as Resendez and Prowler over there in that far lane. Both trucks are staged now, ready to go. One's moving on to semifinals. Both trucks want it bad because they want to advance on into the May season. Who's taking home the round 1 win? As we go green. Off the line now, they're pretty much even to the first jump. Carolina Crusher pulling ahead on the left. That Prowler gets into Crusher. What a piece of driving by Chase Lack there at Carolina Crusher, keeping it on all fours as Prowler got into him. Actually, both trucks crossed into each other at the finish line. Let's go back down now to our MTA replay. Right off the gate, both drivers cut a great light down the straight stretch. They're holding virtually dead even with one another. Watch right here as they hit the first jump. Carolina Crusher pulling out a slight lead here. Both get crossed up on the last set of cars. Right there, bam! Prowler gets into Carolina Crusher, skids him sideways, but Chase Lock keeps keeps it under control. Carolina Crusher moves on in round 2. Another great race, ladies and gentlemen. Downtown Mitch Brown returns, and Bigfoot, he got the SmashDown win just a couple of weeks ago. He will now draw up against Nathaniel Wiggins, the Traxxas T-Max, former one-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. He's trying to make a name for himself out here on SmashDown. He draws up against the wild old veteran over here on the inside lane. Bigfoot ready to go. 2 Ford Ovals going to be throwing it down. Here's the green light now, and down the straight stretch they go. Bigfoot with a slight lead. T-Max right there with him over the cars. And what a race as both drivers hit the wall in the shutdown area. They were virtually dead even all the way down to the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down to our photo finish to determine a winner. It's going to be downtown Mitch Brown and Bigfoot by inches, taking out T-Max. What a great race it is. Next up in round 1 competition, Raylan Mullins returns, the Ford out of Orlando, Florida. Medusa coming to the line. She picked up her first SmashDown championship to close out the March season. She now draws up against Chase Moyes, the Spider-Man, the 53 cheater ready to go on the outside lane. He's out here trying to take a win home tonight. But he's got to knock out Medusa. Both trucks are staged now as we wait for green. Off the line to go Spider-Man with a big lead. Medusa trying to come back and cross up, turning it over. What a crash for Medusa. And Chase Moyes and Spider-Man get the round 1 victory over Raylan Mullins and Medusa. She knew she had to make up the ground. Got kicked over on the last set of cars. Let's go down to a replay and check out what happened. Off the get-go, Spider-Man pulls out the whole shot. Now, Raylan Mullins knows she's in trouble. Has to make up the ground and fast. Coming down to the first jump now. Watch Medusa. Got a little kicked off there through the last set of cars. Goes up on 2 wheels. Tried to drive out of it to no avail. Rolling the big bad Ford on over. And Spider-Man will advance on in a round 2 competition. Next up in round 1, we've got the return of the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, U.S. Air Force afterburner coming to the line. He now draws up against starving Corey Marvin, the Patriot. He won the overall points chase to close out the March season. He is back here on SmashDown trying to gather up a big win. He now draws up against a man who's gotten the job done before here on SmashDown, the Iceman. Afterburner ready to go in the inside lane. Green light goes down. Now they're even on the line down to the straight stretch to the first jump over the car. This close. I do believe the Iceman got the win over starving Corey Marvin. And the Iceman getting a little crossed up in the shutdown area, tags into the Patriot at the wall. We're going down now to our MTA photo finish to confirm a winner, and it's going to be Jeffrey Skipper, U.S. Air Force afterburner, over the Patriot here tonight in round 1. Next up in round 1 competition, Joseph Nelson returns, the Ford out of Michigan Destroyer ready to go here tonight. He now draws up against Roland Cantwell, Iron Outlaw out of 𝐾𝐨𝐳𝐭, Kansas. The truck made it to the finals last week. Cantwell wants it bad. He knows he's got to knock off Joseph Nelson and Destroyer, who's been a top-notch threat all season long. Stage at the line now as we go green. Off the line they go. Outlaw with a whole shot. Destroyer's coming right there with him over the last of the cars. It was close down to the finish line. Destroyer goes to the inside wall. Cantwell shuts it down at the wall protection. An incredible race, ladies and gentlemen, as we resort back to another photo finish. Your winner's going to be Roland Cantwell, Iron Outlaw out of the far lane, knocking out Destroyer by about half a truck here in round 1. But now it's time to defend the championship flag. Justin Lamb, Midnite Rider, returns. He picked up the win last week, now defending against the longtime veteran Aaron Church and Bakugan Dragonoid, who won out on Thursday Night Thunder about a year and a half ago. He's hungry for another victory. It's been a long time coming. Can Church upset the champion here tonight in round 1? Is Lamb going to hold on to the flag on Midnite Rider? Green light goes down now, and off the line they go. They're pretty much even now to the first jump over the last of the car. Dragonoid turns it over. What a race, sets it back down on all 4 tires. Justin Lamb and Midnite Rider right there with him the whole time. I do believe Dragonoid got him though. Going back to the replay, both drivers cut a great light, hanging even down the straight stretch. Watch right here as they hit the first jump. This is where Dragonoid starts to get himself into a little bit of trouble right here on the landing ramp. The rear tires didn't set down all the way, but it kicked him back over the finish line first, and he sets it back down, no doubt. The crew's gonna have him back for round 2 competition. He has dethroned the champion, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere, folks. Round 2 action coming up next in week 3 of the April season. What's going on, MTA fans? If you're looking to get in on the action right here on the MTA YouTube channel, look no further. I'm about to tell you guys just how you can sign up to get in one of these races. head over to the link in our description, and that's going to take you right over to our Facebook page where we hold registration for all of the MTA events. And hey, while you're there, crush that subscribe button. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you stay up to date with everything that MTA is doing. From new custom truck builds to special events and giveaways, you don't want to miss any of the great action MTA has to offer. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll catch you guys down the road. And welcome back to SmashDown, ladies and gentlemen, as we kick off round 2 competition. Up in the line first is going to be Big Kahuna taking on Flashfire. Carolina Crusher takes on the Bigfoot. Over on the other side of the bracket, Spider-Man takes on U.S. Air Force Afterburner. And closing out round 2, Iron Outlaw takes on Dragonoid. Now, coming up to the line first, Logan Wallard and Big Kahuna had a huge upset earlier tonight in round 1. He knocked off the Cowboy from Hell, Timothy Cantwell and Bounty Hunter. He is on a high right now, putting a veteran on the trailer. He now draws up against Wyatt Anderson, Flashfire, the Chevy Astro van. Both these drivers are hungry. They're trying to get to the top of the overall points chase. Who's going to advance on to the semifinal action? Ladies and gentlemen, we kick off round 2. Flashfire, Big Kahuna, there's a green light down the straight stretch they go. They're dead even down to the first jump to the finish line. And Big Kahuna, Logan Wallard pulls it out in the end over Wyatt Anderson and Flashfire, shutting it down in the corner of the stadium. Flashfire over there on the jersey wall, right there in our pit section. And Big Kahuna taunts him a little bit. He moves on to semis. Next up, the Chevrolet out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. Chase Lack went for a wild ride earlier tonight in round 1. He now draws up the big bad Ford out of Pacific, Missouri. Downtown, Mitch Brown, Bigfoot ready to go on the outside lane. Ford and Chevrolet matchup. Mitch Brown and Bigfoot want to put that truck back on top of the winner's circle here tonight. He's got to go through the Carolina Crusher. Green light goes down. Bigfoot with a whole shot. Crusher coming back on him now with the last of the car gets close, but looks like Carolina Crusher picks up the win over Bigfoot by inches. Chase Lack making a name for himself out here tonight, dethroning one of the old-time veterans in Bigfoot. No doubt about it, Mitch Brown was right there with him, but Crusher got the better of him here tonight. Next up in round 2 competition, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, returns. U.S. Air Force Afterburner. He's looking for victory number 2 out here on SmashDown. He now draws up against Chase Moyes in the 53 Cheetah, better known as Spider-Man. Ready to go on the inside lane. He's trying to put Spider-Man in the winner's circle here tonight. He knows the Iceman in the far lane is going to give him a run for his money. One of these drivers moves on to semifinals. Afterburner taking on Spider-Man. Green light drops and Afterburner with a whole shot. Spider-Man right there with him over the last of the cars now. What a race it is. Both of them shutting it down at the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, that was too close to call up here in the booth. Spider-Man taking on the Afterburner. Let's go down now to our MTA photo finish to confirm a winner. And it's going to be Chase Moyes and Spider-Man by about half a truck over U.S. Air Force Afterburner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man who dethroned the champion earlier tonight, Aaron Church, and the crew got the truck back together. Dragonoid at the line to take on last week's finalists, Roland Cantwell and Iron Outlaw out of 𝐾𝐨𝐬𝐿, Kansas. He's trying to get back to the finals and get a win here tonight. He's got to go through Aaron Church and Dragonoid, ready to go on the outside lane. Both trucks are staged. Who's going to semis? Green light goes down now. Dragonoid with a whole shot. Hard start round over the last of the cars with the 4 horsepower coming down to the wire there. But Aaron Church, problems for him off that first jump, ladies and gentlemen, on the outside lane. I know we were focusing on Outlaw making a comeback, but look what happened on the outside lane. Here's another look at it. Dragonoid did get the whole shot. Hard start for Roland Cantwell and Iron Outlaw, trying to gather it up. Watch right here as he makes up the ground. Look at the outside lane. Dragonoid goes up, clips the landing ramp, goes end over end right there. He tried to drive out of it and save it. Couldn't come up with it. Iron Outlaw is your winner. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to semifinal action here tonight, I want to take you back to Thursday Night Thunder this past Thursday. The final round came down to Hot Wheels and Blacksmith, and both drivers were letting it all hang out, but Mike Council and Blacksmith picked up his second Thursday Night Thunder championship over Nicholas Moore and Hot Wheels, so you can believe it's going to be a shootout all this coming Thursday for that flag. Back here now on SmashDown for semifinal action. Big Kahuna making a big impression here tonight. Now takes on Carolina Crusher. Over on the other side of the bracket, Spider-Man takes on Iron Outlaw. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Kahuna, Logan Waller making a big splash here tonight. He hasn't been doing so well all April season long. He's shocked to be here in semifinals, no doubt about it, but he draws up against Chase Lack, Carolina Crusher, the Chevrolet out of Wadesboro, North Carolina, who knocked off Bigfoot earlier tonight in round 2. Both drivers are trying to gather their first SmashDown championship here tonight. Carolina Crusher takes on Big Kahuna in semis. There's a green light. Crusher with the whole shot. Big Kahuna's coming back on him now with the last of the cars. what a great race it was. Logan Wallard made a big comeback there over the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure who got the semifinal win, Carolina Crusher or Big Kahuna, as we go down now to our MTA photo finish. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Chase Lock, Carolina Crusher by inches, knocks out Big Kahuna here in semifinals. Another great race in the books. Next up in semis, Roland Cantwell, the forward out of 𝐷𝐸𝐺, Kansas. He's trying to get back to the finals this week. He draws up against Chase Moyson, Spider-Man, who was been on kill all night long. Spider-Man's looking good here tonight. So is the Iron Outlaw forward, ready to go on the inside lane. One of these drivers is going to meet with Carolina Crusher in the final round. Week 3 of the April season. Here's the green light now, and down the stretch, Spider-Man with a huge lead. Outlaw coming back. Oh, look out! What a race it is! All the way down to the wire, folks. Outlaw pulled the trigger over the last set of cars. Huge wheel stand going across the finish line. Let's go back down now and check out our MTA replay, folks. Watch right here. Spider-Man left Outlaw eating a sandwich at the start line. Cantwell trying to gather it up down the straight stretch. Finds the 4 horsepower right here. Watch him clear the landing ramp into the last set of cars. Big time wheel stand gathering up the win over Spider-Man. And now it's come down to what we all come to see. Iron Outlaw back in the finals for the second week in a row. Now taking on the Chevrolet out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. Chase Lock ready to rock and roll here tonight. He's earned it all the way down to the finals. Roland Cantwell in the forward out of 𝐷𝐸𝐺, Kansas. The Iron Outlaw back again for the second week in a row. Ford versus Chevrolet. One of these drivers is taking home their first SmashDown championship. Ladies and gentlemen, it's come down to this in week 3 of the April season. Carolina Crusher, Iron Outlaw. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime down the straight stretch. They go Carolina Crusher with the lead. Outlaw trying to come up with it from the behind. And what a race it is down to the wire, folks. Carolina Crusher had a big time lead. Cantwell had all kinds of problems at the start line. Not sure if he made up the ground as they went across the finish line, folks. There you see Carolina Crusher almost tagging the ride truck there in the pit area. But Cantwell tried to come from behind. Not sure if he got it done looking back at the replay. This is what we're talking about. Carolina Crusher with about a truck length lead. Cantwell all out of shape. He knows he's got to make up the ground. Plants down the 4 horsepower over that set of cars. Watch him try to fly to the finish line right there. Looks like Chase Lock and Carolina Crusher pulled it out by a tire length over the Iron Outlaw Ford. Another great final. Cantwell coming up just short for the second week in a row. But ladies and gentlemen, please help me in congratulating Chase Lock and Carolina Crusher on your first SmashDown championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at the overall point standings closing out week 3 of the April season in the lower half of the bracket, Prowler, Traxxas, T-Max, Medusa, and Bounty Hunter holding down the lower half with 95 and 90 points. They got to turn it around by next week, or they're definitely out of competition. Over on the top half of the bracket with tonight's big win, Chase Lock and Carolina Crusher take over the points lead with 135 points. Rounding out your top 3, Roland Cantwell and the Outlaw with 130, and Mitch Brown and Bigfoot with 125 points. So it's going to be a close shootout all the way to the end of the season. Thank you guys so much for coming out and watching week 3 of the April season of SmashDown right here on the MTA YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed all the great racing action. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.